Everyone's feeling the energy now of what next, with a kind of urgency that we need to prepare. And that makes sense as we are in the dark of the last quarter moon in this week ahead. And during the dark of the moon, it's about clearing up, cleaning up, reflecting, planning, and sometimes cutting cords. But there's another more important reason everyone is feeling something coming on the horizon. And in this video, I'm going to tell you what it is and how you can use this week to prepare for what's coming. You know it. Coffee up, friends. So this week ahead, all signs tarot reading May 10th through the 16th is going to focus on what you can do to prepare for, yes, the major reset that is coming at the new moon in Taurus. Not because we're going to be preparing a doomsday bunker, but we're going to talk about practical ways that will help you set the stage for a whole new era that begins at that new moon in Taurus, Saturday, end of the week. There will, of course, be a video coming on that, and you won't want to miss it. So hit the subscribe and the bell to get notified when it drops. So in this video, watch for your sun sign to get advice on your energy levels in the week ahead, your moon sign for your emotional needs, and your rising sign for which house placement might require your attention the most. And if you love astrology and want to get some special dates to pay attention to in the month ahead, then check out my free Stellascope. There is a link in the description of the video telling you how you can sign up for it. All right, Aries, the week ahead, May 10th through the 16th, end of the week, we have that new moon in Taurus, major reset. So we are preparing in the week ahead. Let's see what you need to know. Aries, Aries, Aries. What do we have here? We have possibilities. We have a Two of Wands showing up. We have a Ten of Swords rebirth. Love it. And control. Oh, wow. Okay, Aries. So this is a very clear message for you. You are definitely on the lookout. This eagle here, looking out over the horizon for new opportunities heading your way. So it is about getting the bigger picture view of your life and your situation. Because yes, you want a rebirth and you know it's going to require a little courage. You can see there's a big lion that's showing up here. You know your heart has to be in it, that Leo, your fifth house heart energy. But what is the issue? What is the issue is the control that is showing up here. This King of Swords. And I just want you to look at this picture, this individual and the way they're sitting there, you know, very like this. So we have the Ten of Swords also. So we have these double swords showing up. But then your energy, the wands, the Two of Wands. So are you mind ducking yourself into thinking you can't have new possibilities in your life? So maybe the cord for you to cut is that you have to control how this is going to happen, how it's going to come in for you. You want this rebirth. So can you let go of micromanaging things? Can you let go of controlling what is not in your control? Okay. So let me know in the comments, what do you need to let go of control in the week ahead to prepare for this rebirth at this new moon in Taurus later in the week? And the thing too here is with the Ten of Swords, it's like you are done kind of thinking you have to have control. That's the other thing. But there could just be a final step for some of you of relinquishing that control, of saying, you know what, F it. I am just going to fly high like the eagle, let set my spirit free and let come in what's supposed to come in for me and what is aligned for me. So you could also be letting go of situations in your life or people in your life that they think they can control you. That is another thing. Like, you cannot be the boss of me. Only I can be the boss of me. It's very Aries. So there could be something like that as well, because with the rebirth, it could be that somebody around you does not want you to change. because maybe they would lose their access to you. Maybe you wouldn't have as much time for them. Maybe they can't take advantage of you if you're doing your own thing, whatever the case may be. So there could be something going on here. There could be a little bit of a power struggle. But again, we're in the dark of the moon. So this is a good time for cutting cords with things that, yes, maybe are trying to control your energy or limit you in some way from having some sort of rebirth in your life. But I love this Two of Wands that showed up here first for you, because that is saying to me that you're ready to walk through that door of opportunity. Let's just do the final clear out to make that possible. Make your path as clear as possible toward that door. That's your assignment this week. Are you going to accept it? Let me know in the comments, Aries. Taurus, how are you doing? How is your birthday season going? Let me know in the comments. And if you haven't caught your birthday video yet, I know many of you have, but in case you missed it, it's on the channel. It's had, I think, like 11 or 12,000 views. So I know some of you have seen it. All right. And we have your big new moon coming up on the 16th of May. And make sure that you are subscribed and hit the bell to see that video, because that's especially important for you since it's your personal new moon. So in preparation for your personal new moon, Taurus, sun, moon, rising, what do you need to know for your week ahead, May 10th through the 16th? Ooh, we have integration. Beautiful. It's gorgeous. Temperance energy. And we have postponement. Four swords. Okay. And we have the wheel of change. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Ooh, I'm getting full body chills. Okay. So you have needed time to integrate and kind of get yourself rebalanced. We've been talking about this in recent videos after the freaking Uranus going through your sign, right? We've been discussing that. Watch that video, goodbye video, where so many of you shared your stories of Uranus and Taurus that, you know, were very difficult experiences to get through. And they do require integration because we do need to assimilate them so we can move on. It's not about spiritually bypassing and ignoring that they happened. No, right? So this integration, the rebalancing of your energy systems, your body, your mind, your spirit, the experiences you went through, all of that, okay? Now, we have a Four of Swords, and notice it says postponement. And I want you to look at this card because this person, it has no color in their face, right? They're just very like, bleh. They're very gray and bland and just, you know, they have no life in them. And they're looking at a field with light and color and flowers and blue skies, etc. So you may have felt that your beautiful future was postponed in some way because of all the experiences that you have been through with Uranus and Taurus. And you may be thinking, well, it's just going to be more of the same. No, it is not going to be more of the same. We also have the wheel, the change energy that is coming here. Jupiter, third house for you. It's in Cancer until June 30th, your house of the mind. So it is time this week, I think, right? Because this is our forecast period, this week, to reset your mind out of thinking that there will be no color in your life ever again. There will be no joy. No, that is not true. Mindset reset, clear out, right? Assimilate as best you can and start planning for your future. Okay, that is the key this week for you because it is a coming in. Here is the wheel. Change, as it says here on the card. Change, a brand new cycle. And I really do believe, I mean, everybody can have their own philosophical beliefs about life, of course. And I mean, I really do believe that, you know, when things go out, they will come back in. It is very tidal, in my opinion. It is the ebb and flow of life. And we see that even in astrology, right? The sky is never the same. Transits are always changing. You know, astrology is always changing. And just because something happened one way at one time in the past doesn't mean it's going to repeat exactly either. So my point here with this is to take what time you need this week to integrate the things, the dreams that you've had that you felt got put on hold, that you felt got postponed, because of the shenanigans you had to deal with Uranus in your sign. And now it's time to embrace, make some new dreams for yourself, or go back to the old ones and reinvigorate them with your path of change, your cycle of change that you're going to initiate at your new moon. And I just want to say one other thing. I mean, I'm going to do a whole video on it, but in case you have been seeing things that this is a very difficult new moon and there's this challenge and that challenge, I'm going to explain why there is a certain challenging energy, but actually I think it can be very helpful. So you definitely don't want to miss that new moon video. Okay. So let me know in the comments, Taurus, what is this new cycle that you're going to be initiating for yourself at your new moon? What are you cleaning up or reclaiming for yourself this week when it comes to a postponed dream? All right, Gemini, let's see what you need to know about the week ahead, May 10th through the 16th, as we're leading up to that new moon in Taurus. Gemini, how are you guys doing with Uranus so far in your sign? What's going on? Let me know. All right, Geminis, for your week ahead, what do you need to know? Releasing, cleansing, purging, etc. We have integration. We just got that for Taurus. And we have letting go. 8 of Cups. And we have the Moon card. We have silence. Okay. So what I think is going on here this week, and this makes sense considering the fact that the new moon in Taurus is in your 12th house behind the scenes energy. So there is something I think to make peace with your past, like kind of clear out of your subconscious, like releasing a karmic contract, like making peace with your past in some way, I feel. But, you know, we'll do a video on that, as I said. So make sure you're around for that video, releasing in a few days, okay? On the new moon in Taurus. We have this integration, we have the balance, the temperance. So there is this sense of assimilation, like making sense of our experiences, integrating them. They do become part of us, our experiences, don't they? They don't define us unless we choose that, but they become part of us. They're part of our history. They have affected us, right? Okay, so then we have this letting go, the 8 of Cups. And you can see there's a little bit of water going on here, a little bit of like, you know, maybe a tear. And then the moon, which can be about deep emotions, things that are very private. This to me suggests some sort of quiet, alone moment where maybe you're reading old letters or old journals, or you're just taking a moment in the bathroom and in the shower by yourself to have a little bit of a cry. Not because you're sad and upset, but because you're releasing, you're integrating and releasing, you know, whatever you got going on that needs to be released. This could be going back to something from December. It's very possible. It could be involving a Sagittarius person, another possibility. Or with your relationships, just with your relationships in general. This is your 7th house showing up here, the Sag energy. And, you know, we have your 2nd house, the moon showing up. So it could just be something too about accepting a realignment of your values, and that because you have realigned what's important to you, there have been things you have been letting go in your life, people, places, things. And like I said, this is just making sense of it this week and having a private moment to yourself to just integrate the changes that you have been through and the changes that are about to come your way also with Uranus in your sign. So this is just like, I feel like what this is kind of just like a threshold moment for you to just be with your own energy, cleanse, reset. I don't feel like there's anything terrible going on here at all. But there is something emotional. I mean, the moon, it could be with home and family too, the moon, but it requires, as this card says, I just want you to see this. It says silence. So this is not about you, chattering. As much as I love Gemini chatter, I really do. This is really about you just being still and quiet with yourself. Can you do that, Gemini? Let me know. I know it might be challenging, but I think that's what you need. You need a little bit of quiet, private time this week. And also to quiet your mind. That is the other thing. All right, Cancers, let's see what you need to know for your week ahead, May 10th through May 16th, as we build toward that new moon in Taurus, resetting, releasing, cleansing, purging, preparing. We are preparing. Let's see what you need to know. Cancers. Oh, we have a 5 of coins. We have an intensity. And we have the Fool. Okay. So things are about to really pick up for you. There is about to be some whole new journey with the Fool here that you're going to be embarking on. But there is something about you feeling isolated, left out, maybe thinking life passed you by. There's a gate, there's a barrier here between this individual and the beautiful sunshine and dawn and flowers and all the things on the other side of the gate. And then we have this, I believe this is the Knight of Wands with this intensity energy here. So like you have been intensely, perhaps lately, focused on this feeling of being the outsider, maybe a chip on your shoulder, something from the past. The 5 of coins can be about lack. So there could have been an intense focus on what you don't have versus what actually you do have. So this may be something to look at and cut the cord with, of how you are seeing your world, because maybe the way you're seeing it is putting up a barrier between you and what you want, which is this new beginning, the Fool, a release, an awakening, a new journey, a new possibility in your life, starting all over again. It's the Fool. It's the beginning of all things. So that's what I would say here. What's going on with this for you? Okay, because notice how the figure, if you can see this, there is a figure here. There's a face right there. It looks a little bird-like. It looks a little like a firebird, right? It's like this, it's facing this energy here. So that's what I'm saying. Like there's been an intense focus on that particular outsider vibe. So what is that all about? This week, I would say there really is something to look at in terms of barriers, enclosures. It could be literal blockages as well. You want this new beginning in your life. Well, how have you cleared out the old stuff that is preventing your way from moving forward? So it could be an intense time to declutter, as an example, because everything's a metaphor with these cards. So this gate, this boundary could literally be the literal things standing in your way from moving forward. But Pentacles for me are about self-worth. So it could be really having an honest conversation with yourself about how is any of this vibe energy of the 5 of coins affecting your self-worth and thinking you can't do something. And maybe it's running the show right now because it's the intensity. Maybe something's really messing with your head, or someone putting up a block like you can't do something. And so it's preventing this Fool energy. So I would say look at that in the week ahead to cleanse it, clear it, release it, so that you can have a beautiful reset with that new moon in Taurus coming up. All right, Leos, let's see what you need to know. May 10th through May 16th. Preparing, cleansing, purging, cutting cords. As we lead up to the new moon in Taurus, Leo, sun, moon, rising. What do you need to know? Let us see. Oh, we have your mind. Oh my goodness. And we have success, the 6 of Wands. And we have the blank slate. Wow. The no thingness. All right. So I just want you to really look at this mind card. I believe this is the Knight of Swords. Okay. I don't remember every single one for the ones that don't have the number on them. Please forgive me. I've used this deck quite a lot in my life, but I've only just recently kind of gone back to it. So, all right. But we have the swords energy. We have the mind. And you can see this person's mind has all sorts of cogs running in it. And there are burning towers coming out of the top of the person's head. And they have this kind of like, this like kind of Jim Carrey mouth going on here. Like, duh. So this is like you're burning out your brain. You're overly fixated on something. What is it? You're probably overly fixated on some sort of success you want to manifest for yourself, some sort of successful result, situation, project, whatever you got going on. You want to win. I don't blame you. We have a tiger also in this card. So we got, tiger, lion, feline energy showing up, ties in with Leo. But the tiger is heading toward no thingness. This is a total blank slate. The opposite of what your mind is trying to do over here. And this card does represent, if you think about it, we're talking about the dark and the moon this week. We're in the dark. Here, we're in the dark. So the no thingness is really allowing yourself not to control outcomes, to have a total blank slate, to trust, to take the leap like the Fool card and, see how something is going to manifest. But it can also be you need to wait for illumination. So if you want this success to happen, what's going to ping in that will bring something to light for you to make it happen? Because you can't keep straining your brain trying to micromanage, plan, manipulate, etc., the results you want. That's how it's not going to happen that way. Okay? So that's what I think this week is about, trusting in the dark, really. And looking at your own mindset of how you're not trusting in the dark. It is the perfect example of, it's a tried and true metaphor of the seed that gets planted in the ground. It's in the dark, right? Do we keep digging up the seed to see if it's germinated? No, we let it germinate in the dark of the soil where we can't see it. And then eventually there is a green shoot that pops up and we know, success, the plant is growing. It's the same concept with this and this success card that's showing up here for you. It has to do with trusting in what you can't see right now. You can try to manipulate, blow your mind, in many directions. It's not going to help. So that's the thing to release, I think, as we move forward to the new moon in Taurus. All right, Virgos, let's see what you need to know. Week ahead, May 10th through the 16th, in the dark, preparing. What are we doing? Let us see. Virgo, as we head toward the new moon in Taurus. Virgo, sun, moon, rising. Virgo. We have the moon card, silence. And we have morality. And we have existence. Okay. All right. So we have beautiful manifestation energy with the magician showing up. Here's the last card. So this week, though, we do have something for you to take a look at and release. The magician card, the shooting star, a wish granted, a wish fulfilled. This person sitting there looking up at the sky and making wishes and realizing that, their will, their skills, all of their gifts and talents, their energies can come into existence. They can make those things, their wishes, into reality. Absolutely. So then what is this shenanigan going on over here? We have the moon card, silence. So we have doubt. We have fears. We have shadow material. And we have morality. This is the Queen of Swords in this deck. So this can be about, thinking that, there could be some judgment going on. There could be judgment of yourself. Like you could be very hard on yourself this week because you're like, why hasn't a certain thing manifested yet? All in good time. There could just be something, shadowy material where you're judging yourself, judging others. Oh, they have all this stuff. How come I don't? They're getting to do X, Y, Z, but I'm not. How come it looks like all their wishes are fulfilled and I'm just sitting here waiting around? Okay, so there could be things like that. This is, an interesting energy to pop out here with this morality, because to me, it does imply there's a right way and a wrong way, and that judgment is involved. And coupled with the moon, there can be shadowy shenanigans that are showing up with that. So there is something to look at here in the quiet hours, silence, with, I think, maybe what's running an internal script or an internal programming or things that you're hearing, or inner critic that are coming out for you in these matters. And it's time to freaking let it go. Time to put it in its place. I think there's something here about getting back to your own self, your own magical energy with the existence, because this implies, again, like something that's looking outward, looking outward and judging, and then judging internally as a result of what you're seeing outwardly. I still feel like a sense of comparison. That's what I feel, because this energy brings it back to you, the magician, the existence. So when you're focused in on judging yourself for what you think you're not capable of, maybe bring it back to yourself and saying, no, actually, I'm very capable. Affirming to yourself that I'm a powerful co-creator with the universe. This is the card right here. So there's a mindset shift to be looking at here and clearing up for yourself about what is possible for you. Because the new moon that's coming at the end of this week is in your house of expansive possibilities. You want to get ready for that, don't you, Virgo? Let me know in the comments. Just say, I'm ready to get ready for that, or I'm ready. You ready? Let me know. All right, Libras, let's see what you need to know. Your week ahead, May 10th through the 16th. Preparation as we approach the new moon in Taurus on May 16th. Libra, sun, moon, rising. What do you need to know? Libras. Let us see. We have a 6 of Swords. We have a 2 of Swords. And we have a Magician. Okay. This is so interesting because, of course, as I was saying in the prelude to this video, it is about releasing this week. It can be in the dark of the moon. And there's something here for you to release that is a burden. It's a mental burden. But notice that this person is carrying somebody else who's dictating to them what to do, because this guy over here is pointing. He's like, go that way. And this guy has no option because this other guy is on his shoulders. He's a heavy burden. That's why it's called the burden. He can't get rid of this guy. And then we have the next card, which is called schizophrenia, because you can see there is a person at the top here that is caught between these two buildings or whatever they are. And they are strung between them. And they don't know, like, are they coming? Are they going? And it's the 2 of Swords. What do I do? Between a rock and a hard place. Do I let go of this? If I let go of this burden, then what will happen? And, when we're in the dark of the moon, there can be like, we don't know what's going to happen because we are in the dark. We have to wait for the light to return after, the new moon. But we have the Magician here, which is about your own personal power, your existence, your right to be yourself, to manifest the things you want to manifest, to be in your own power. This card is you are not in your own power. You are being dictated to, and you feel like the burden is a heavy one to carry, no matter who's dictating to you. Fill in the blank, whoever that might be. So you want to let go of it, though. That's the schizophrenia, the 2 of Swords. So this week is about looking at your own existence, your own power, and stepping into it to deal with this situation. Because as I said in the prelude to this video, new moons, The dark of the new moon leading up to it can be a time of release, can be a time of cutting cords. So if you have been feeling like this, maybe, I'm not telling you what to do, but maybe this is the right time for you to think about that right now. And perhaps, as I was saying before, choose yourself and your own power. And this is a lot about creative energy as well, the Magician. So it could be too that this is just expectations other people have for you of how you should live your life, how you should create your life. And maybe it's not a literal person dictating to you, but just unspoken expectations or cultural expectations or family expectations. These types of things. It could be that too. And they could have been ingrained in you a long time ago, which is why maybe feeling like, releasing them is challenging. So it could even be something like that that's going on with you. But you're about to step into a whole new reality for yourself with this existence. It's a very powerful card. But something's got to give and shift with this. And it's going to take a little courage, I think, because this is your energy, the swords that are showing up here. So that's also telling me only you can do it. It's not going to magically disappear from somewhere out here. You got to own it, shift it, deal with it. And also the Magician is saying, same thing, it's within your power to shift this burden and change it for yourself. So that can really be the focus this week. Planning on how are you going to do that, maybe actually doing it if you feel that's appropriate for your situation. All right, Scorpio, let's see what you need to know for your week ahead, May 10th through the 16th. In the dark of the moon, leading up to the new moon in Taurus, Scorpio, sun, moon, rising. What do you need to purge, release, plan, cut cords with? Let us see. Scorpio. We have some aloneness. We have a hermit. And we have some healing. Okay. And we have a moment to moment, a two of coins. Okay. This is what I feel. It is time for you to balance this week. I think you've been pushing very hard with working, manifesting certain goals for yourself. This two of coins here, you can see like this person's balanced on one leg and he's about to step to this other stone. So it's like these stepping stones that are going on here. And you do want to move ahead to the next step in your life. Absolutely. And that's coming for you. But right now, this week, the energy is saying it's time to balance between your material concerns, the two of coins, and your body and healing concerns. You can see this physical body that is showing up here, and also the heart chakra, because this is water energy here with the healing. So this alone time is saying you do need some alone time in the week ahead to just take care of yourself, this healing, whatever that means for you. Everybody does their healing in a different way. I've been journaling a lot more lately, which I'm so happy about because I really enjoy it. And I consider that a form of healing. Maybe it's watching a funny movie. Maybe it's taking a long bath with aromatherapy, or maybe a massage, whatever it is for you. But there's something here for you to focus on your well-being. I mean, the Virgo here with the hermit, right? It's the physical well-being. It's also the spiritual well-being. So it could be both things. And also balance it with the material. There's something here about your balance of energy, the work-life balance. And I think the balance has been off. Maybe the last 2 months, I would say, with this two of coins showing up here. So maybe even back to Pisces season. I'm just going to say that. So you're kind of like, okay. And notice the healing cards coming first. Putting your healing, making time for it, top of your priority list in the week ahead. Scheduling it in as an actual appointment in your diary. That is the key this week. To prepare, because it's about the preparing for this new moon in Taurus. And the rest will take care of itself, right? And the moment to moment is really to focus also on the here and now. One day at a time, what you need to do this day, but also make sure you're scheduling in time, maybe every day if you can, even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes, to do some sort of healing practice for yourself, or maybe a longer block of time where you can go to a yoga class, take some time for yourself, etc. Whatever you need. That's the key in this week ahead, to just rebalance your energy. All right, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's see what you need to know for your week ahead, May 10th through the 16th. We are in the dark of the moon. Darkness on the edge of town. What do you need to know? Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. We are purging, we are cleansing, we are reassessing, we are preparing. Sagittarius. We have a 2 of Swords. We have a 9 of Swords. And we have a 7 of Coins. We have the Patience. Okay, so this week, there may be something that you are processing through emotionally. You know, it's the Swords, it's the mental energy, where you are ready to, I think, leave one situation in favor of another. However, even if it's a good leaving, there's still some poignancy there. There's still a little sorrow at having to make that decision and move out, move on, move toward. Okay? Because this person, that's a person there between these two buildings, and they can't stay that way for very long. So you've got to make this decision with this 2 of Swords that's showing up. And so this may be the week that you do it. Yes, could cause a little sorrow, but also it's because something else is getting ready to be birthed in your world. You can see it says patience. This woman is pregnant. There is moon cycles here on the card above her head. So you are going to be setting and settling into a new creative cycle in your life, but I think it requires leaving the old one behind. So this is what is to be addressed, I think, at this week ahead. There could be that final decision moment that you make and you process through so that you are prepared with this 7 of Coins situation, which is, taking stock of where you're at. You are partway through a cycle also. I would say that I do think a new cycle is coming because we have the new moon in Taurus. We've got the pentacles that's showing up here with the 7 of Coins. But the 7 of Coins is also about, we are, 3/4 of the way through to our 10 of Pentacles, right? So there is a cycle involved. There is a moment of contemplation as she's sitting there with her big belly. What have I been growing and birthing? But you could realize this week you've come as far as you can also with that particular situation. And you may need to let go of something in order to move into more favorable conditions for this birth to happen. That's another way of looking at it. Everything's a metaphor. So assess where you're at in the cycle this week. What do you still need to have patience with? Maybe it's with yourself. Maybe you're not ready to make this decision yet either. That's also possible. Even though, yes, it might be causing you a little bit of sorrow and pain, and you need to be more gentle with yourself and realize that it is a process and it's okay. So that may also be going on for you. But, it is a really good time to see kind of what is being churned up, shall we say, behind the scenes with this last quarter moon as we lead up to the new moon. And we notice here in this Patience card, it is dark out. There's dark in the background. So this can be assessing, like in your most private moments in the dark, when you are alone, what truth are you telling yourself? Are you sitting still long enough? You see, she's sitting here to hear that inner truth rather than just rushing forward or being in denial about what's going on here also with this 2 of Swords, 9 of Swords situation. So there's something to slow down and take a look at and be patient with yourself in the week ahead. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising. What do you need to know? May 10th through the 16th, weekly energies in the dark of the moon. We are leading up to the new moon in Taurus. Let us see what you need to know about preparing for that new moon. Capricorn. We have a Five of Wands, totality. We have going with the flow. And we have no thingness. Wow. Okay. This is very clear. All three of these are basically saying the same thing. The new moon is going to be happening in your fifth house. So I think it's interesting. We're getting the number 5 and the number 5 over here, double fives. And we have going with the flow, which is a beautiful energy of trust, water energy. So you can see this is a trapeze and one person has to catch the other, as we know. So, and the trapeze is in constant motion. And so it can be about trusting that the universe will catch you, trusting whoever you're in partnership with is going to catch you, trusting that you also have your own back. And then going with the flow, like we are not resisting the river, right? We're not trying to force ourselves upstream or, manipulate or a situation. No, we are going with the flow. So our heart and our soul, our creative energy, our intuition, and then we have our physical, which is shown up here with the wands, with the Five of Wands. And then we have the no thingness, which is the total blank slate. It is the dark, not night of the soul, but darkness of the fourth quarter moon as we're approaching that new moon. So this is saying to me, this is all about trust. Where are there still places where you are not trusting that light will be shown, that the river will take you where it needs to take you, where you got your own back and that the universe is also going to catch you? You're not going to fall on your ass. That's the thing to take a look at in the week ahead. And I think this is very interesting because of the double fives coming up, new moon in your fifth house, of creativity, of your heart space. We will do a separate video on that, but this can be about trusting your own creative flow, your creative intuition, your creative output, that it will get results, these types of things. Or maybe this week also, it's time to finish and wrap up some sort of creative project that you've had going on as well. Or just say to yourself or ask yourself, what is my tabula rasa, the blank slate here? What is this going to be for me? What new creative energy do I want to use and creative projects I want to start doing? What's going to be the next ones? So however this applies to you, but that's what I think. There's a fundamental issue here of trusting what is to come, trusting how you're going to navigate what's to come, the Five of Wands, trusting how your heart's going to be invested in what's to come, going with the flow, and trusting that the light will appear, the no thingness. So as I was saying to another sign that got this is the classic thing. It's a classic metaphor. You plant the seed in the ground, you cover it up, it's in there, it's dark. Do you keep digging up the seed to see if it's germinated yet? No, you do not. You let it be in the dark, do its thing, and then boom, a little green shoot comes up, a little flower. You realize, okay, the light has appeared. The thing is starting to grow. So it's all an exercise in trust. I mean, you prepare the ground, you plant the right seeds, etc. So that's what I'm saying here. So this week I would look at, where are there places that you still maybe need to shift internally or finish up one thing so you can start something, as I said, blank slate, new. What do you got going on with this energy, Capricorn? Let me know in the comments. All right, Aquarius, let's see what you need to know. Week ahead, May 10th through the 16th, your weekly tarot. Aquarius, sun, moon, rising. Preparing in the dark of the moon as we approach the new moon in Taurus. What do you need to know? Aquarius people. We have a Six of Cups. We have the dream. We have the Sun card, innocence. And we have an Eight of Cups. We have letting go. Wow. Wow. And, you know, Pluto's just gone retrograde May 6th. Did you catch last weekly's video? Because I did a reading on that. So if you missed that, check that out. I talked about Pluto retrograde because it is in your sign and it did go retrograde. All right. So I think what we have going on here, this is the key to me, the letting go. The Eight of Cups is the last card. There's something this week. It could be that your own sense of innocently believing in a dream, whatever that might be, like believing that justice is always served, believing that you would be with a certain person, believing that this dream of this particular job would happen or this particular apartment would manifest, whatever it is that you were kind of innocently, this is the key here. These are two innocent energies, innocent literally, but it's the Sun card, child energy, and also Six of Cups in the regular tarot, child energy. But you can see this lady is daydreaming about a relationship, whether it's in the past, it already happened, or she wants it for the future. Okay. So there is a sense here of wanting something with just that sense of childlike innocence and belief in dreams. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all need that. Our inner child needs that. But we're in the dark of the moon. We're in the dark of the moon, and we are maybe letting go of something that, and admitting to ourselves that maybe that's not going to happen. But that's okay, because then that frees up your energy for other things that could happen. And so what I would say here to this is emotionally putting into perspective some sort of dream scenario that didn't quite manifest the way you wanted or at all, but not to have it knock you back, you know, and be like, oh, well, that sucks and I'm never going to believe in anything again. No, we're not going to get jaded. No. But, you know, we can have and put it into perspective that, you know, there can be something else that can manifest for us because maybe the timing wasn't right for this particular dream, or, you know, the conditions weren't correct for whatever reason, or maybe it just wasn't your dream, although you thought it was, but maybe the universe did know better and you just haven't seen that yet because it hasn't come in to bring the thing that is divinely guided for you. Whatever the situation may be, however you look at it philosophically. So that's what I feel here, you know, classic letting go energy as we approach a new moon. So I think this is preparing yourself for a fresh invigoration of energy of some new dream. So what is the new dream? Because we know, you know, things have been shifting. And this Pluto retrograde in your sign can also be bringing this effect where you're realizing, because it's internal, right? The retrograde, you're internally looking at, what didn't transpire? What didn't transform my life? What do I want for my future? Maybe it's not the same things anymore. And I was kind of innocently believing that those were going to be the things. So this is also tied in with the Pluto retrograde. And because it only went retrograde on May 6th, its energy is still pretty potent. Usually when a planet goes retrograde, the time right around when it is stationing is the most powerful, whether it's stationing retrograde or going direct, in terms of manifestations and things happening. So this may still be very much in play for you, of this, like suddenly realizing, I got to let that particular situation go because it could be blocking me for something that's better for me, or it's just not aligned with where I see my life heading. All right, Pisces, let's see what you need to know for your week ahead, May 10th through the 16th. As we prepare for the new moon in Taurus, we are in the dark of the moon. The new moon is coming on the 16th. We want to get ready for it. What does the Pisces people need to know about it? Let's see. We have a Three of Cups celebration. Wow, no thingness. That has come up quite a few times today. And another number 3, guidance. 3 of coins, 3 of cups. All right. It's possible that there is some good news for you in the week ahead with this 3 of cups. And then that good news or that reinvigoration of your creative energy. This is feeling good. This is your energy for me, the Three of Cups. So there just could be something that's very joyful, joyous, like good news, creative bursts of energy, something joyous and beautiful that then is like, okay, I see I can start over. This is a blank slate. This is no thingness. Totally, what are you going to write? What story are you going to write on that blank slate? Starting over. But we start over from the void. There's nothing there yet except our own joy and enthusiasm. And like, wow, I can create whatever I want. And then this Three of Coins, guidance. And there's a beautiful angel on this card. So I feel like there is something that's going to get ready to burst from within you and also from your spirit guides that's guiding you of writing the next chapter of your story on this blank slate. So I would say clear the field, just clear out, tap into your joy in the week ahead, what's making you feel good and aligned, and keep doing more of it. And just see where your flow, your joy, your enthusiasm is starting to open up a new portal of possibilities for you. And really tuning in spiritually to listening to what that guidance is from your guides, from signs that you ask for, from your dreams, from, do some bibliomancy. This Three of Coins can be very good for bibliomancy, which is you pick a rando book, you open it up to a page and you just put your finger down and see what the phrase is that you get. Okay, very interesting. That could give you a direction. Just getting that vibe. Just felt like I should share with you. Do that or not, it's up to you. But that's what I feel. So I feel like you are in this like pre-incubation stage. It's pre-incubation because we have the no thingness. It's about to get incubated. But you're being led and guided this week by something that sparks your joy, possibly good news, as I was saying, and also spiritual guidance that's going to lead you to that moment of flashpoint creation, the spark that will light up this field of no thingness and incubate the brand new dream for you. So thank you so much for joining me for your May 10th through the 16th weekly tarot reading forecast. Would love to hear from you in the comments. How are you using the energies this week to prepare for the new moon in Taurus? Because that's going to be an interesting one. I will be coming back with an in-depth video on it, so stay tuned. Subscribe, hit the bell if you haven't already done so. You're not going to want to miss that. So if you got value out of this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, a hype, a share, comments, all of that stuff really helps get the messages out to more people who could benefit from them and helps my channel overall. And I very much appreciate it. Also, if you want your stelloscope, link is in the description to sign up for that. And also special shout out to the channel members here on YouTube. Thank you so much for supporting the work I do here every month. So that's it for me for now. If you're wondering where Bobo is, he has been sitting in the window in his special basket, basking in the sun like the king he is. So he's fine, in case you're wondering. And again, for those of you who wished Bobo a happy birthday when I did a post about a week ago, thank you so much for that. It was really wonderful to see how much y'all love the little chubster. Okay, take care. I will see you again soon. Stella Wilde, signing out.